Hello, test, test. Okay. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we get started, now we're going to listen to the national anthem. Before we get started, will everyone please join me in a moment of silence as we remember the victims, their families, and the community in the wake of the recent tragedy at Brough Elementary, Uvalde, Texas. You may be seated. Welcome to the Charlotte Engineering Early College graduation for the class of 2022. As we proceed with the ceremony, I would like to ask everyone to please silence their phones and keep their applause and cheers to a reasonable minimum out of respect for other graduates. I would also like to thank our special guests for their appearance and crucial role in our ceremony. At this time, I would like to make the introduction for our guests, faculty, and graduates on stage. If you will, please stand when I state your name. I would like to first introduce our esteemed guest from the district office. Please welcome Ms. Jennifer De La Jara, School Board Member at Large. Dr. Matt Hayes, Deputy Superintendent of Academics. Mr. Brian Skoltz, Chief Operations Officer. Tara Kennedy, Associate Superintendent for High School Equity. John Wall, Community Superintendent of the Northeast Learning Community. Thank you. You may be seated. We have the dedicated members of the SIG administrative team, Mr. Will Litch, Principal. Ms. Christina Luz, Assistant Principal. And Ms. Shana Mihan, Dean of Students. Thank you. You may be seated. It is with great pride that I introduce the valedictorians and salutatorians for the 12th and 13th grades for the Charlotte Engineering Early College. Please rise when I state your name. For 13th grade, your valedictorian is Miss Alyssa Peterson. Your salutatorian is Mr. Dawson Shookman. For 12th grade, your valedictorian is Miss Eliza Haynes. Your salutatorian is Mr. Axel Nunes. Thank you. You may be seated. Lastly, on behalf of the whole class of 2022, I would like to thank our faculty and staff seated in these first rows for their support and guidance these past few years. Your efforts and influence on our lives do not go unrecognized. Please stand to be recognized and appreciated. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a little nervous, but once again, it is my honor to welcome families, faculty, and students to the graduation ceremony of the best-looking class. I'm right? I know I'm right. The Charlotte Engineering Early College class of 22 has been through many ups and downs, but now we can say we made it out loud. Today we gather to celebrate the culmination of 4 years of hard work. It is a fantastic achievement for us, reached to the richest point, and I am beyond proud to share this moment with all of you. However, we would not have sitting here without the support for teachers, family, and friends. On behalf of their class, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge them, because the truth is, they have shaped our lives for the better. Our teachers made this high school experience unforgettable, always trying their best to deliver interactive content, whether it was in person or through Zoom. I know it was quite a challenge teaching a bunch of black screens, but look at us now. You shaped these people, and they're making their dreams come true. I want to acknowledge the administration that has been vital to our academic and personal lives, including our principal, Mr. Leach, Ms. Luz, our counselor, Mrs. McDaniels, and Ms. Brown. The faculty's dedication to their students is a symbol of this school's excellence. Adding on, I want to thank our families who supported us through thick and thin and guided us through very challenging times. I want to thank my family as well. Quiero decirle gracias a mi mamá, la amo mucho y ella sabe que hago todo por ella, mi familia los amo. And our classmates, of course, who were always there, whether it was a prospector having lunch together or in a Discord call writing our senior reflection at 2 a.m. Mr. Sarr, I know. Sorry for that, but we made it. Thanks to you, we have graduates, beginning with the end of mind. We truly owe you all that we are, and before I go, I want to share a quote that changed the course of my life. Trevor Noah said, "I don't regret anything I've done in my life, any choice that I've made, but I'm consumed with the regret for the things I didn't do, the choice I didn't make, and the things I didn't say. We spend so much time being afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, but regret is the thing that we should fear the most. Failure is an answer. Rejection is an answer. Regret is an internal question you will never have the answer to. What if only, I wonder what I would have. You will never know, and it will haunt you for days." And Ms. Adams, thank you so much for making us read this book. Graduates, remember to be bold and always give yourself a chance to do what excites. To wherever life takes you, we're a class filled with not only knowledge, but with compassion and ambition, who would change the world for the better. Godspeed, class of 2022. Now, I would like to introduce and invite our 12th grade valedictorian to give her address. Ms. Lai Haynes, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Eliza, and I'm honored to represent the 12th grade class of 2022. High school has been a wild ride of ups and downs, and it's difficult to encapsulate 4 years of friendship, laughter, and endless engineering projects into one quick speech. But I'll try my best with a story that I would like to share with you all. It's a story whose details are unique to me, but whose wider lesson applies to all of us here, students and staff, family and friends alike. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm a competitive swimmer. At practice and at meets, we swim in a pool. You know, that nice, safe, chlorinated place specifically designed for people to swim in. It's barely even 5 feet deep at the deepest end. There are lane lines to separate you from the other swimmers. The water is clear, and you can see exactly where you are going and who or what is in the water with you. In fact, I never thought about the comfort and safety of a swimming pool until I signed up for an open water swim meet. Have any of you ever been to an open water swim meet? It's kind of like a cross-country meet, but for swimming. A bunch of kids in Speedos and goggles meet up at a massive lake and then swim around it in circles. I'll repeat, it's a lake, like a swimming hole, filled with mud and branches and leaves and critters. Nothing like my team's sparkling pool back home. I had my first open water swim meet last summer. Lining up at the starting line, my toes squelched into the muddy floor, and the North Carolina sun glinted off my goggles. The race started off all right. I tried not to think too hard about how dark and murky the water was. I got kicked in the face a few times. If there are any NASCAR fans out there, you know the saying, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. But pretty soon, the swimmers began to spread out, and I found my rhythm. This particular race was a 3,000-meter race. That's like 120 laps in a pool. I was about 45 minutes and 2,500 muddy meters into the race when I noticed a ghostly white creature gliding just beneath me. My arms windmilled faster and faster, but no matter how hard I swam, the lake monster continued to follow me. I lifted my head above the water and saw one of the meet officials on a kayak nearby. I thought about shouting for the official to pull me out, but I was so dang close to finishing. I had already poured so much effort into this race. I couldn't let the, fish, eel, crustacean, 16-year-old girl eating piranha stop me. I closed my eyes, calmed my frantically beating heart, and powered through. Finally, I barreled across the finish line, stumbled onto the shore, and immediately saw the thing follow me out of the lake. Gasping for breath, I ripped off my goggles and prepared to scream. Wait, what was that? I put the goggles up to my eyes and back down again. Turning them over in my hand, I noticed a white, ghostly scratch on the lens. My so-called lake monster. Why do I tell this story? Because high school was our nice, safe, chlorinated pool. Teachers, you were our coaches. You taught us techniques to swim faster, urged us to push ourselves, and sometimes advised us to pace ourselves. Administrators, you were our meet officials. You taught us the rules of the race and ensured our safety. Parents, you were our cheerleaders, pumping your fists and shouting words of encouragement. Students, we are the teammates who inspired each other to be our best selves. The roles you played have made this day possible. We got our training in our pools, but now, starting today, we are diving into the murky waters of adult life. What will we find in that lake? Maybe we'll battle bona fide man-eating lake monsters. Or maybe we'll realize that our biggest fear was just a scratch on a goggle lens. We won't know unless we dive in. And if we don't dive in, what were we training for? I don't know all that we'll experience after high school, but I do know that our time at SEEK has prepared us for whatever real or imagined lake monsters come our way. The parents, teachers, administrators, and peers who I'm looking at right now are the people who have given us students the courage to dive in. Next up is Alyssa with her 13th grade valedictorian speech. Thank you very much, and congratulations, class of 2022.
Good afternoon, graduate staff, family, and friends. After 5 years, we are actually graduating. We made it through taking most of our high school courses by sophomore year, online classes during COVID, and navigating rigorous college courses as young as 15 years old. It feels surreal to be finally graduating, and I find that when I look back at my 5 years at SEEK, much of it feels like a blur. I think about the group projects, assignments, exams, papers, and then the group projects all over again because there were just so many. But interlaced with these academic endeavors are the vivid memories made with family, friends, and teachers. I remember writing songs about plate tectonics in Mr. E's class, a song that I can still recite to this day. I remember racing rubber ducks at Ingersoll Rand, lunch periods full of uncontrollable laughter in the best spinny chairs, and just taking PE online, which I still can't imagine that we did somehow. I remember our small but homely yearbooks that had so much space that we were sending in pictures of our pets and our cars. My mom even made it into the yearbook last year somehow. Don't know how that happened. But one of the most important lessons I have learned is to live life in the moment and to actually enjoy the fun. Don't get me wrong, having a plan is amazing. Anyone who has ever done a group project with me knows that I like a good plan. Sorry to those I drove crazy with reminders and follow-up reminders. But at the end of the day, it isn't the late night studyings, the final exams, the SATs that I really think about, but instead the little moments where I was just enjoying the present that included laughing, sharing stories, and just having fun. So wherever your plans in life take you, whether that be college, trade school, work, or traveling the world, I implore you to not take the little things for granted. When things get hard, noticing and appreciating the small moments can make a huge difference. Everyone here has already shown a willingness to take on unique opportunities just by attending SEEK. Many of us were hesitant to be such a part of such an academically demanding program. However, I find, and like many others, that deciding to go to SEEK was probably one of the best decisions I could have made. Although going to another high school would have been a more traditional experience, we decided to stick with this school because of the teachers, the friends, and the opportunities it presented. A big one for many of us is just finishing college in 2 to 3 years. So the fact that we are all here right now, graduating together, shows we have at least one major trait in common. We don't back down from a challenge. So while we are leaving behind so many amazing memories, our very best days are still ahead of us. You haven't even met some of your favorite people yet. They are out there wandering around the globe, experiencing life just like us. Remember, keep in touch with everyone here, but at the same time, seek out more amazing memories and passionate people. Take on new adventures and challenges. Be grateful when things are good, and be patient when things are bad, because it's really only temporary. We made it through 4 to 5 years at SEEK, and we can tackle anything else that comes our way. Congratulations to all the graduates today, and a special thank you to the teachers at SEEK who I literally couldn't have lived without. So, and now, our 13th grade salutatorian, Dawson Shookman.
This has been one heck of a journey, guys, and there's no better way to end it than with the people who supported us all along. I know we can all say that we would not be where we are today if it weren't for the people that have come and supported us today on this special occasion. I personally want to thank all the wonderful teachers who put up with us crazy students, and not only is it difficult dealing with regular high school students, but you had to deal with students who woke up at 7:10 for a 7:15 class, and at the point, no one was awake enough to truly learn much. You had to deal with students coming in from football, being all hot and sweaty, and some of them even had a bloody nose. You had to deal with students coming in and just smelling terrible. We sincerely appreciate all the time and effort that you put into making high school fun and entertaining. And so teachers, we know you'll never have a graduating class as awesome, engaging, as good looking as we are, but we know you'll keep making amazing adults out of cranky teenagers. Mr. E and Miss Hayes, I appreciate all the football conversations we had early in the morning, and even though you think your team was better than the Packers, even though they really aren't, I still forgive you. And Miss Curitan, we appreciate your kindness and your smiles as you welcome seniors and for senior expo projects, and that kindness doesn't go unnoticed. The smile and energy you carry are contagious throughout all of us. Secondly, I want to thank the amazing parents and the room, and for the first 2 years of high school, I had to take the bus every single morning with a 4:40 alarm and a 5:15 bus pickup, but I know there's many parents out here that stood at the bus stop whenever it's dark outside and truly cared for their kids. And looking back, I thought, right, I was perfectly fine, standing on that street corner, but looking back, it's really just you guys just loved us. I know many of us have a similar story, as all of us grew up all around Charlotte, so it really means a lot. I got smart about halfway through freshman year and started bringing a pillow and a blanket on the bus, because those 2-hour naps on the way to school and back were just phenomenal. And in the end, it was all worth it. We suffered through 2 hours of bus rides because SEEK was worth it. I know many of you guys are crying right now because you're either going to miss the kids or you finally get to get rid of us, but we are eternally grateful for the love and support you guys have shown us over the years. Hopefully whenever we're all millionaires, we can pay you back with a nice island and beer in your hand, but till then, just thank you. Next, I want to thank you guys. Class of 2022 has been a pleasure being your fellow student and your friend. One of the best parts about being in a small school is that I got to personally know almost each and every one of you. I've learned so much spending time with you, and even have some good memories. I got to watch Tyler run around the library with the shirt off. I got to have the best quarterback that SEEK has ever seen, my man Jacob. I got free rides around campus from Antonio. Jackie and Gabby always kept me engaged and my head straight as I was being a goofball, and I even had a chance to go into a nice restaurant, nice lunch with you guys either yesterday or whenever we did our practice run through a couple weeks ago. I could go on and on about the awesome memories we had inside and outside of school, but all the people that have helped us get here, it's really phenomenal that I get to spend this time with you guys. The reason I woke up every day and came to school was not to learn and be successful, but it was truly to hang out with you guys. It was to see Tondo smile every time I came into the school, and it was to see to talk to Nas about some sort of political issue or get a nice big bear hug from my man Gio. And lastly, I want to thank God. Without him, we wouldn't be where we are here. He put the right people in each of our lives to get us through the past 5 years, but also he's going to give us the right people to get us through the next. There have been ups and downs, but God has been with us in lighting a path beneath our feet the whole time. I'm looking forward to spending a couple more years with some of you as we take our journey to UNCC. Some of you guys are going all the way across the country like California or Vermont, but we got to stay in contact. And well, class of 2022, it's been an honor to spend the last 5 years with you guys. I know we have plenty more relationships and success to come. Let's go out, let's make a difference. You'll share the story about how we overcame high school. Thank you. Now, our principal happens to be privileged with the first name of one of the greatest movie characters of all times. So he has to be introduced like one. So students, parents, and everybody sweating profusely in sweaty clothes, and fancy clothes, sorry. Today, you find yourselves equals, for we are all equally blessed. For I have the pride, the privilege, and the pleasure of introducing to you a principal sired by principals, a principal who can trace his lineage back beyond Charlotte-Mecklenburg. I first met him atop a school near Charlotte, North Carolina, praying to God, asking him for wisdom to deal with crazy high schoolers to come. Next, he amazed me still further at UNCC when he saved a lost student from the would-be ravishings of his dreadful lack of motivation. In Greece, he spent a year in silence just to better understand the sound of a whisper. And so, without further gilding the lily, and with no more ado, I give you the seeker of serenity, the protector of students' integrity, the enforcer of our CMS handbook, the one, the only, Sir William Leach.
He told me he was going to get me, and you got me. So thank you. And Czar, it's all your fault for teaching them all that Shakespeare language. So I don't know how I'm going to top those, but I'm going to do my best. Good evening and welcome to the commencement 2022 of the Charlotte Engineering Early College High School. It's a great day for our program to be in this place together. 2 years ago, we couldn't gather. We had a drive-through ceremony. Last year, we were in Bojangles Arena, and many of you looked like you were 1,000 miles away, so it's great to look out there and see you close to us tonight. Before I begin, I would like to recognize several members of the class of 2022. As a reminder, we have two groups of students here tonight. We have one group that's been with us for 5 years and one group that's been with us for 4 years. I would like to thank and congratulate our grade 13 salutatorian, Dawson Shookman, for his academic achievements. Dawson has earned 80 hours of UNC Charlotte credit. He plans to stay here at UNC Charlotte in the fall, so congratulations. Come on up, Dawson. I would also like to thank and congratulate our grade 12 salutatorian, Axel Nunez, for his achievements. He has earned 50 hours in just 4 short years. He plans to attend MIT in the fall. Our grade 13 valedictorian, Alyssa Peterson, has had many great achievements. She's earned 63 hours of UNC Charlotte credit and will attend NC State in the fall. And our grade 12 valedictorian has earned 44 hours of UNC Charlotte credit in just 4 short years, and she will attend Clemson University in the fall. I think our students have done an amazing job of recognizing our faculty. And again, as we started this program 8 years ago, This is the staff that I wanted. This is the staff that I longed for in terms of the commitment that they give to our students every day. And so please stand again and be recognized, all the faculty and staff. Please stand. Our partners at UNC Charlotte have been a critical piece in our success. A very special thank you to former Chancellor Dr. Phil Dubois and our current Chancellor Dr. Sharon Gaber for their vision, support, and commitment. I would also like to thank our UNC Charlotte advisors, Dr. John Smale and Daryl Lewis, for their support over the past 8 years. Selfishly, I'd like to thank my boss, John Wall, for his unrelenting support over the last 5 to 6 years as my learning community superintendent, so thank you, John Wall. Planning and executing this commencement ceremony is not an easy task, so I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Erica Turner, Ken Butler, and their staff for being here tonight and helping us. Also, Ann Holt from UNC Charlotte for her support with our ceremonies. And Lisa Mangum and our CMS security officers who are still outside, but thank you for your support and help with these ceremonies. SEEK is very fortunate to have an amazingly talented school counselor. She puts in countless school hours and after-school hours supporting our graduates and preparing for this event. She was a little stressed earlier today, but I think she's almost there. Well, let's give a big round of applause for Laurie McDaniels. Thank you for being awesome. And finally, I'd like to thank our parents and families for your students, for sending your students to us, for trusting us for the last 4 to 5 years. You made the choice to come to this campus. Many of you didn't know what the outcome was going to be, or we were very new in our school. But thank you for believing us, and please, and if the class of 2022, please rise and thank your parents for their support. So stand up and thank your parents. Beginning in 2014, we began with a motto of begin with the end in mind. The end seemed far away. We have blinked our eyes, and 8 years are in our rearview mirror. In the beginning, there were so many unanswered questions. Could high school students survive in college classrooms and on a university campus? Could 75 to 100 students build a positive school culture focused on support and high academic achievement? Without entrance requirements, would there be a place for all students, and could all students achieve some level of success? Could we build a student-centered learning environment that prepared our students for college coursework in 2 short years? Would colleges and universities find our students attractive in such a non-traditional high school? 8 years later, the answer continues to be yes, 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 and yes. We have blazed a trail on this campus that will live on for many years to come. Many more CMS students will have this incredible opportunity to spend their high school years on a college campus. We began with the end in mind, but to the graduates of 2022, this is not the end. This is only a brief moment in your bright future. In March of 2020, our lives changed dramatically. Nobody could have thought a global pandemic would be upon us. I'm so proud of this group of students for adjusting to uncertain times and making the most of a challenging situation. Our fifth-year students were just finishing their junior year, the first year of mostly college classes. As Frank Bruni, a New York Times journalist, recently noted, many of you probably felt cheated, and with good reason. But you know what? In crucial ways, you've gotten a better education because of it. You learned fate really does turn on a dime. You learned trouble comes and how and when at least to expect it, and you survived. You learned that there is no one way of doing things. There are almost always ingenious alternatives. You can choose to take comfort and confidence from that. You can regard what you have been through as empowering. Thanks, that's the trick to happiness. I've been amazed at your perseverance, your resilience. Thank you for doing what it took to get to this day. As I began to prepare this message, 3 challenges came to you as you leave us today. The first challenge was choose significance over society's definition of success. Society's definition of success has evolved over the past decade. Success in our society is now defined as money, fame, and notoriety and possessions. The people that are held up in our culture as successful are not the models that we need to provide for the next generation. I challenge the class of 2022 to think differently about success. Success should be defined by your significance and the impact that you have on the world around you. Choose to be great friends, parents, coworkers, and community members. Do what you love and do regardless of the notoriety or money that you receive. You have a choice to make a positive or negative impact in the world around you. At the end of your life, what will people say about you? Will they say your life had significance? I challenge all of you to choose significance over our culture's definition of success. Challenge number 2, enjoy the important moments of life. I challenge all of you to enjoy the important moments of life. Truly take time to enjoy graduations, your first real job, weddings, births, quality family time. Don't get caught up in what is next. Enjoy the present and all the great things that life has to offer. Many times, once I've achieved a goal in life, I've looked back and said the journey was worth all of it. I have come to appreciate that life is about the journey. Take the time to enjoy all the great things in front of you. And the third final challenge, serve and give back to the world. Whether it's in your neighborhood, your church, your community, state, or nation, give back to those around you. Our world needs more people willing to serve others and support those in need. Some of my greatest experience in life have been when I've served and shown kindness to others around me. In a me society, it is easy to get caught up in your own world and what is best for you. If we all take time to serve each other, the world will be a much better place. The world you're entering in 2022 is vastly different than the world I entered in 1988. Yes, we had no phones, we had no computers, it was vastly different. I challenge all of you to continue to begin the next phase of your life with the beginning in mind. Choose significance, choose to live in the present, and enjoy the important moments of life. Choose to serve and give back. Be determined to achieve excellence in your field. If you are an engineer, be the best engineer that you can be. Whatever you do, strive for excellence. All of you have built a solid foundation for what is next. I look forward to watching the great things that you achieve moving forward. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Best of luck. Go forth and do good. Before we begin awarding diplomas, I would like to present several special awards. First of all, we have 40-plus graduates in the class of 2022, and these 40-plus graduates have earned $2.5 million in scholarships. So let's give them a round of applause. We have established several special awards to recognize graduates. The first award is selfish in nature. I call it the Principal's Award. This year, I selected 2 very deserving students. The words on the award say it that is presented to the Sikh senior who embodies joy, compassion, kindness, goodness, and self-control. When I think about these students, the first thing that comes to mind is goodness. Both of these students have been a pleasure to be around for the 4 or 5 years of the program. They are positive, can-do energy is contagious, and they have truly taken advantage of all that Sikh has to offer. Their first award winner plans to attend UNC Charlotte, and the first Principal's Award for 2022 goes to Jacqueline Pozos. The second student plans to attend UNC Chapel Hill in the fall. The second award goes to Milka Barhane. The spirit of a miner is one of courage and innovation, a trailblazer, a pioneer, someone willing to go where no one else has gone before. Sikh Minor Award is presented to the Sikh senior in grades 12 and 13 who exemplifies strong character, service, student leadership, and scholarship. The 2 students being recognized have been committed to their future success since entering our doors. At every step of the way, they have accepted and met the challenges of our rigorous program. The first student representing the 12th grade has earned 44 UNC Charlotte credits in just 4 years. She will attend Clemson University in the fall. Please join me in congratulating the 2022 Sikh Minor Award, Eliza Haynes. The second student representing the 13th grade has earned 80 hours of credit. He will stay here at UNC Charlotte. I think he gave the best speech ever in our history of our school. but please join me in congratulating the 2022 Sikh minor, Dawson Shookman. Succeeding in a 5-year high school program on the campus of a major university takes perseverance. Webster's defines perseverance as steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Since our first day, we knew that student being recognized had the potential for success. But during the first 2 years of our program, he was really not interested in turning in work, if at all. But once he got to 11th grade arrived, the light came on for this student, and he has not looked back. He has earned 57 UNC Charlotte credits. He plans to stay here at UNC Charlotte. All of us are incredibly proud to recognize the Perseverance Award winner, Naz Isafu. When Dr. Michelle Howard and I were selecting the official name of our school in the spring of 2014, we wanted to make sure that we included engineering in the name. We knew that some students might choose to go in different directions, but we wanted to make sure that engineering was our focus. 2 students entered our doors ready to be engineers and embraced all aspects of our program. The first recipient always has a smile on her face. She and her friend group supported each other at every turn of the program. If I were hiring engineers, she would get my full recommendation. She has earned 63 UNC Charlotte credits. She will attend NC State. The Future Engineer Award goes to Alyssa Peterson. The second student has overcome many challenges. Again, has earned 50 hours of UNC Charlotte credit. He plans to attend Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He will be the first Sikh students to attend MIT on a full ride in the fall. Please join me in congratulating the future engineer, Axel Nunez. All right, so as we begin awarding diplomas, I would like to ask that all family members and guests show respect for all graduates by limiting cheers after every name so that all attendees can be heard. We want to start a new tradition here. Again, we want every name to be heard as we call their name. So thank you. So class of 2022, please prepare to come to the stage and receive your diploma.
Dawson Kane Shookman. Alyssa Baum Peterson. Eliza Ann Haynes. Axel Fabian Nunez. Quay A. Giovanni Joel Anyakin. Milka Johannes Berhane. Max Philip Biller. Dominic Pero Boulay. Antonio Cabrera Guzman. Janaya Marletta Drayton. Mohammed El Sayed Hatem El Kazaz. Jacob Curian George. Rachel Holland Gilbert. Michael Orion Gowans. Avery Joseph Haynes. Oswald Jose Hernandez. Jamani Ofari Ishmael. Abu Bakar Nasara Isafu. Wendy Michelle Jimenez Ortega. Joshua Akil Johnson. Ahmed Daoud Khan. Tyler Antonio Magana. Gage Robert Markgraf. Jordan Raquel McManus. Khalil Ahmad Moss. Brian Alexander Perez. Antoine William Pierce. Jacqueline Amayali Pozos. Andres Prito. Christopher James Reed. Adriano Nicholas Rivadeneira. Regina Lizette Robinson. Glorianis Elizabeth Sonora Lopez. James Matthew Triana. Brian Joe Villavicencio. Justin Warren. Trace Murphy Winzinger. Alexis Sasha West. Michael Allen Visica. Giovanni Diamond Wright. I got it. Meharit Beza Salalam.
Graduates, please rise. By the authority vested in me as a principal of the Charlotte Engineering Early College High School and by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education, I pronounce you graduates of the Charlotte Engineering Early College High School, class of 2022. You may now turn your tassels.